guys come following them or anything, so I guess they were by themselves. That's another doe and yearling. So that makes 3 does and 4 yearlings so far. And then that little buck. I don't like that all my does are further off from me. You'd think with this west wind, they'd want to be down here and scent check everything, because it's just open field behind me. But they rely on more than just their nose, so. That was pretty cool. I just grabbed my binos to glass out on that field to see if I could see anything. And I got a glimpse of something, and I was like, oh, it's a buck. It's gotta be based off the body and the head. But I couldn't see any horns at all. It was just too thick. So I grunted a few times, and he stopped out there, just southwest of me. And I couldn't see him after that. And then about 5 minutes later, I saw him come in the woods, and he ended up slowly working his way all the way over here, and then hitting a scrape right there, and being in it. So, pretty cool. If it had been a good one, that would have been awesome.
Alright guys, I want to give a little bit of explanation before I move on with the rest of the video and move on with the evening hunt. That morning, I didn't see any mature deer, didn't see any rutting or cruising activity, and I called Trey and decided, hey, I'm going to take a gamble and I'm going to go to a property that is a little over an hour north of where I was currently hunting. My dad and I had hunted there the week prior, and we hunted from the stand as well as on the ground, and we saw plenty of sign. We just weren't able to get it done, and I had confidence in that property. Trey had confidence in the property as well. We had a 9-point on camera pretty consistently, so I was going to try to get up there and get in a tree as soon as possible, but it was going to be close. It was going to take me a while to get down and get back to the truck, as well as make the drive up there. So since I was self-filming, I didn't do any filming before I got in the tree. That was my plan going into it. I was just going to try to get in the tree as soon as possible. So what's going to happen next is we're going to jump into the tree at this new property that I'm at and see how it goes.
He barreled through all this thick crap. Hold on 1 second. I'm a mess. Dude, I didn't even have the mic plugged in yet. That's what I'm doing right now. Dude, I had to shoot over my camera arm behind me, and there was a limb here, and I had to squat just a little bit, and he like saw me. Like, I mean, I'm easy to see right now. I'm not very high, and freaking just smoked him at 10 yards, and he ran 40 yards. So jacked. I hate that I didn't get it on film. Let me talk to my dad real quick. He's calling me, and I'll call you right back. All right, bye. Trey's still working. He said it'd take him 3.5, 4 hours probably by the time he leaves. But he said when he gets off, he'll just load his crap and he'll come try to kill a doe here tomorrow. And he'll come up and help. He said if he's anything the size of his body, of like Trace Buck's body, he goes, dude, you're not getting him out of there. That's a long dang drag.
10, 15 yards tops. He only ran like 50 yards. Oh yeah, he died, man. He stood there, and I was like, go down, and then he just wobble, dead. He's very narrow, but he's tall and he's heavy. Trey called it, man. He said, you better get over there. Literally 60 seconds. Dad, I had to take off my sight cover and put an arrow on when he was at 25 yards, and I shot him over my left shoulder above my camera arm behind me. He stared at me for like 30 seconds when he got to 10 yards, and then he turned to bolt, and right when he turned to bolt, I just put it right behind his shoulder. I mean, none of us know how to cape a face. I know Trey does, so I can maybe get him to come. Okay, so my dad and brother are 2.5 hours away, and they have a deer cart. I hate inconveniencing people because it's so dang far up here, but I really don't know with how thick it is going like through the creek and then across. I mean, the field wouldn't be as bad, but dude, I just don't know. That's a long ways. I just had the fastest hunt in my entire life. I came in here, we'd been getting pictures of a buck, and I didn't hunt here this morning, and Trey was like, dude, you need to go. You need to go. So I said, screw it. I packed up. I came in here, and I hunted this tree that I'd picked out last time. And I was running just a little late because I had to come from an hour and a half south. And I had to come from an hour and a half south, and so it took me a while to get here. So when I got set, it was maybe 3:45, maybe 4, but I'd say probably 3:45. And I got set, I got my camera up, and I'm using the DSLR because my video camera's messed up. And I put the lens on, and I looked up, and he was at 25 yards, coming through thick stuff, head down, just moving his head through it. And I still had my sight cover on my bow. I use a sight cover to protect my pins, and I didn't have an arrow nocked. Thankfully, I put my release on right when I got in the stand. And so I just grabbed my sight cover off real quick. I knocked an arrow, took my bow off, and he came behind me to my left, and he got to about 10 yards, and he smelled my scent coming in, and then he looked up and just looked at me, and we stared at each other for 30-45 seconds while I was drawn back. And when he turned to leave, I absolutely put it right through his shoulder, I think, high shoulder. I think I went double lunged him, and he ran 40-50 yards, and he's dead. I don't know if my dad and brother are coming, if Trey's coming, but I'm gonna need some help. So, a 60-second sit tops. I'm gonna get all my crap picked up, I'm gonna get down, I'm gonna go look at this buck. And I'm gonna figure out who's helping me get him out of here. Yes. My dad couldn't come today, so it was just me. And I hate that because I've been wanting to get him one. But now I can focus on him the rest of the season. I've got my buck tagged in Kansas. I can go doe hunting. So I'm gonna get everything picked up and we're gonna go take a look at him. When I finished getting ready, he came through this thick stuff, came behind this tree, and got right here where all these logs are at. And he stared right at me. And then he's dead at 50 yards. Right up in there. Alright, I'm down on the ground. I'm gonna go find my arrow, and then we're gonna go see what this buck looks like. Well, I have looked and looked for my arrow, and I don't see it, and I'm sick of looking for it, because I want to go see my buck, so we're gonna go take a look at him. There's my stand set up. Shot him there. And tore through this trail. Go through all this. So I'm gonna go down, so I'm not even gonna mess with trailing. When we got up here to this trail that goes east and west, we started to go a couple scrapes. One scrape, another scrape. Start heading down this trail. And he died somewhere right over here. There he is right up there. He ended up heading towards the field. I don't think that's the 9 point I thought I shot. It isn't. That's an 8 point. Yeah, it's an 8 point. That is not the buck I thought it was. I guess when it happens in 60 seconds, you don't always know exactly what's going on. Still a good buck. Narrow, but he's got some decent mass, decent G2. Heck of a shot. I'm gonna flip him around while I got some light, and we'll really get a look at him. Here he is. He's not as big as I thought. He's pretty narrow, but he's got decent G2s. He's got good mass. Public land, out of state. I'll take that. I didn't get any of it on film because it just happened so fast. Literally 60 seconds was all I had. I mean, I was taking my sight cover and knocking an arrow, but he's a good buck. I'm happy with him. For public land, I mean, I'll take it. Put in a lot of work, so it's nice to see results. It's a good deer. I have not killed one this year, so I have no meat left. I'm out of steaks, so I'm excited for this, but take some pictures. I got some people coming to help. We'll get them out of here and go from there. All right, my dad and brother came up to help me out because he is way back in here. So we're gonna get him gutted, throw him on a deer cart, and then I'm gonna start rolling him out of here. Exciting they all get to be here. Excited with the buck. He's not the buck I thought he was, but I'll take him all day. Great shot.
He's still a stud.
Yeah, see?
By far.
And a great shot, and you can't beat it when you're only in the stand 60 seconds. So we're gonna get to work and get him out of here. Sorry for not getting the shot on film. Sorry there's not much footage to the hunt either. It was a cool story that we still wanted to share, and I could have gone back and I could have faked some footage at the truck before the hunt. I could have faked an interview when I got to the stand, things like that, but that just wasn't what that hunt was. The hunt was a rush to get there in time, barely making it into the stand in time, where literally he's right in front of me when I get up there. I wouldn't have had time to do an interview in the truck beforehand. I wouldn't have had time to do an interview in the stand beforehand. If I'd done any of that, I honestly don't think I would have killed that deer. So the true story of the hunt was that it was a mad dash to get there, get up into a tree, and then I got there just in time to make it happen. So ultimately, the footage isn't great, but to me it was still a cool story and very fortunate timing, and I was just lucky to film my tag that day. Thanks for watching.